My parents told me not to celebrate my daughter's graduation because my nephew deserved the spotlight. I smiled and said fine. Then I stopped returning their calls. 3 months later, my mom showed up at my door crying because she finally understood what I had been funding all along. I am 38, and for years I was the family ATM. My brother Derek never worked a real job, but somehow always had money for trips and his kids' private schools. Meanwhile, I worked doubles at the hospital as a nurse practitioner. The truth is, I had been quietly paying for my nephew's tuition for 67 months. My parents knew but never acknowledged it. They just kept praising Derek for being such a great provider. Then came my daughter Mia's college acceptance. Full ride to medical school. I was so proud. I invited everyone to a small celebration dinner. My mom called the day before. Honey, we need to talk. Your nephew Jake just got accepted to community college, and Derek wants to throw him a party this weekend. Could you maybe postpone yours? We do not want Jake to feel overshadowed. I asked her if she was serious. She said Mia will have other achievements, but this is Jake's moment. I hung up and threw the party anyway. It was perfect. Just me, Mia, and my wife Claire. No family drama. But I also made one other decision that night. I called the private school and canceled the tuition payments I had been making for Jake. Then I called my parents' bank and stopped the automatic transfers I had been sending them for 41 months. They thought it was Derek helping them with bills. It was me the whole time. 2 weeks later, my brother called, screaming, the school says Jake's tuition has not been paid. They are kicking him out. What happened? I told him I had no idea, and maybe he should figure it out since he was such a great provider. Then my mom called. We got a notice from the bank. The deposit stopped coming. We cannot afford our mortgage payment. I stayed silent. She kept talking. Your father and I have been depending on that money. We thought Derek was helping us. It was you this whole time, was not it. I said nothing. She started crying. Kevin, please, we did not know. We would have thanked you if we had known. I replied, you did know. Derek told you years ago he could not afford it. You just liked pretending he was the successful one. She tried to argue, but I cut her off. Remember when Jake needed braces? That was me. Remember when you needed a new roof? That was me. Remember Derek's car payment when he lost his job? Also me. Every single time you praised Derek for providing, I was the one actually paying. Mom went completely silent. Then she whispered, why did you never tell us? I laughed. I did tell you. Multiple times. You just did not want to hear it because it ruined the story you made up about Derek. The next family gathering happened without me. I heard through Claire's sister that Derek had to confess he had been unemployed for months, that the private school was kicking Jake out, that my parents were behind on their mortgage. My aunt apparently asked out loud, where is Kevin? He always helps. My mom went quiet. Then my dad said, we told him not to come. The room went silent. Someone asked why. My mom tried to explain about postponing Mia's party and my aunt cut her off. You told him to cancel his daughter's medical school celebration for community college acceptance. Are you insane? Then my uncle spoke up. Wait, Eric? Are you telling me Kevin was paying for all of this? Eric would not look at anyone. My uncle turned to my parents, and you knew. You let him pay for everything while treating him like he was nothing. My aunt stood up. You people are unbelievable. Kevin has been supporting this family for years, and you could not even show up to his daughter's graduation dinner. Then she left. Half the family followed her out. Last week, my parents showed up at my house. My mom was holding an envelope. It was a card for Mia. Congratulations on your achievement. We are so proud. I looked at the date. It was postmarked 67 days after her party. I handed it back. You are about 67 days too late. My dad tried to speak. Son, please. We made a mistake. I shook my head. You had 67 months of chances to make it right. Every time you cashed my check. Every time you thanked Derek instead of me. My mom reached for my hand, but I stepped back. We did not realize how much it hurt you. That is the problem. You did not care enough to realize. You only care now because the money stopped. They stood there before turning to leave. As they walked down my driveway, my mom turned back. What about family? I replied. I have family. Mia and Claire. You made your choice when you told me to cancel her celebration. Mia starts medical school next month, and we are throwing her the biggest party. My parents will not be invited. Neither will Derek. But my aunt and uncle are coming. The people who showed up when it mattered. That is my real family now.